Alright folks, how's it going? It's Cattys. Thanks for tuning in to another episode on the channel. And right, in this little video, only I suppose it'd be a quick one really, he says. As some of you know, a few weeks ago we went on the Mora Kansbol anniversary charity event that was held at a location here in the UK. And Neil from Greencraft, who actually kind of organised the event, obviously put on a few bits and pieces for people to see. You know, he had a Kelly Holton collapsible buck saw and a Roycroft pack frame and a few books that were given to him by Moors that are all, you know, that had that was signed and stuff like that. You know, really good. He even had a copy of a book by Cody London that Cody had gifted to Moors. Anyway, I'm sort of diverting, I suppose, a tiny bit. But anyway, one of the other things that Neil had, and that really caught my eye, not the fact that it's orange, but he's got sort of like he likes to use a Mora #1 classic knife, and he's got it in a birch bark sheath. But what got me was all the other little bits that he had with it. Now, sometimes you see a lot of videos on YouTube. I think I've even done it myself in the past, possibly on a Tales from the Shed video, where you see all these knives and stuff like that, and the sheaths are all blinged up with paracord wrapped round them, and you know, all that sort of stuff. And each their own. And I've got to admit, even doing that myself, I'm never that really impressed by them. Yeah, they look nice, but sometimes I just think the practicality of it isn't quite as what it should be. And but that's another thing. You know, we don't want to get into a contest about it. But what I did do is obviously I did my own one. Okay, now I've got the knife is obviously a Mora Kansbol. This is the burnt orange one. I've had it for quite a while really. I bought the one in green and this one, but I didn't tend to use it that much. And after that particular weekend, it kind of thought, you know, even though I've got a Ray Mears Woodlaw knife and things like that, having bought that knife, and don't get me wrong, it's a lovely knife, you know, it's beautiful, but I've kind of retired it to its box at the moment. And what I felt like, when I give it a little bit of thought, I've kind of come away from my own kind of beliefs, as it were, and with regards to knives and things like that. I mean, I have got a TBS Wolverine with an orange handle. I've even got an orange Kydex sheath for it, and I've got other bits of kit that are orange or brightly coloured and stuff like that, which I think sometimes for a civilian who maybe might get caught out in a slight emergency situation. I'm not going to say survival, that probably sounds a bit too drastic, but it could turn that way. In the immediate sort of scenario, if you like, of actually going to that situation where you become lost, geographically challenged, injured, you know, you can't find your car, whatever it is, and then you have to spend a night or maybe 2 nights out in the woods, whatever it is, the duration of time, I think your stress levels obviously get high. Yeah, we've all had those little experiences, and it's very easy for you to, you know, to sort of run away a little bit and get a little bit headless, as it were. And you see a lot of people with wooden handle knives, curly birch knives, and all that. And I'm not taking that away from people have whatever they like. But I think in a kind of in a sort of survival situation, you see people with black whistles and black this and camouflage that and everything else, and it all has its place, whether you're in the military or something else that you're doing in whatever scenario it is. But I think as a civilian now, and I'm ex-military myself, but it makes sense to me by having stuff that's slightly brightly coloured. All right, like I say, you do get in a bit of a fluster, a bit of a flap. You might be aware of the acronym of STOP. You know, just stop, sit down, think, observe, plan. You know, if you get into that situation, it's always good to stop, sit down, have a breather, get a brew on, blah 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 blah. So you calm yourself down and everything else. But what I did notice, again, probably diverting ever so slightly, but it's all linked. What I've done was I sort of blinged up my Mora knife, my Kansbol knife, and I've kind of put everything on there that's orange. All right, now it might seem a little bit cluttered. I'm not entirely sure, really. I mean, I might end up taking 1 or 2 bits off, but at the moment, I've been wearing it for sort of like just little day trips out and stuff like that. So basically what I've done, I've gone for the option of I can obviously wear this on a sheath. All right, but I've obviously gone with, because of Moors and such like, I've obviously got it where I can wear it over my head. Attached to this, I've got a length of paracord that's attached to the sheath of the knife, to the knife sheath, sorry, and this paracord is basically there if I wanted to use it for friction firelighting. I've also got a torch there. The torch has just got a piece of orange tape on the adjuster there, and also on the main body, and then it's got a clip, and that clip is clipped into the paracord itself that goes over my head. I've also got an orange Bic lighter with a piece of paracord on there. You've got the knife itself, and then what I've got as well, okay, on the back, if we quickly go, I've got what was it, one of those large safety pins. All right. And then I've also got my, I've got a ferro rod, which is in orange. And then we've got the bit there, the actual striker. As most of you know, I do like to use a striker. But then again, I've got the option then of obviously using a knife, if so be it, okay? But I've got the striker there. And obviously with the striker as well, you've got the old, you've got the whistle as well. So, well, I can't hear anything there. So, so yeah, quite a composite little, little setup, little, you know, whatever you want to call it. All right, so there it is. Does it seem a lot? Who knows? But it doesn't sort of weigh a great deal. It's sort of tucked away down the front of my smock, my jacket, whatever it is I'm wearing, and then it's got obviously all the ideal bits there for obviously getting a fire going, which is quite important, from the lighter to the ferro rod. And then obviously, as I say, if I want to use it for friction fire lighting or a piece of emergency cord, and then obviously the knife itself for you know, knife stands to reason what you use a knife for. All right, so there it is, folks. Okay, this is kind of I'm going to sort of have this as my option to wear when I go out into the woods, because I just think it's a good idea of having the little bits and pieces on it. All right, so thanks for watching. Please leave your comments. I'll also be great to hear what other people have got attached to their knives and sheaths and stuff like that, stuff that they use. These are the, before I finish, these are the Ranger bands that I've got there on the sheath as well. All right, so there it is, folks. All right, so okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next